Hello viewers, in this video I will try to discuss about some important topics related to UGC NET Paper 1. If you are following my YouTube videos, then you must know that I have been uploading UGC NET Paper 1 question paper, previous year question paper, discussion and solution videos of late. And in that endeavor, I have already uploaded more than 25 videos and in our videos, we have discussed many question papers. In those question papers, we have got to know that some topics are frequently repeated, constantly asked in different ways, and that thing we will try to discuss through this video. I hope it will be beneficial for you. Now, I would like to add one thing, as usual, that my pronunciation may not be up to the standard, so please ignore it. I have been trying my best to improve it. So let's come to our topic, that is important topics for UGC NET, or we can say topics which are often repeated. So number one thing, before discussing those topics, I would like to add that there is, please stick to the syllabus. There are I think 10 units in the syllabus, so you must go through those all units in detail. Okay, you must not ignore that and you must not digress. The number one topic related to the syllabus was teaching aptitude, right? So in teaching aptitude, whatever has been written in the syllabus, you have to examine it, you have to analyze it, you have to study it, and that you must do it. Okay, in unit 2 you have to do the same, that is related to research aptitude. In unit 3 there is a comprehension. Comprehension is very easy. If you study, if you focus on the passage, then it will be easy for you to solve a question. Okay, then in unit 4 we have communication, and in unit 5 we have mathematical reasoning and aptitude. In unit 6 we have logical reasoning, and in unit 7 we have data interpretation, and in unit 8 we have information and communication technology. Got it? Now let's try to discuss the most repeated and most asked topics. Number one in that category is new education policy 2020. So in every exam since the publication of NEP 2020, we have seen that many questions are often asked, repeated, related to new education policy. Therefore, now it is your duty to go through NEP in detail, word by word, sentence by sentence. You have to know the crux. You have to know what is the complete scenario of NEP. Okay, you must have clear understanding and you must not have any doubt. Your concept must be cleared. That thing you have to take care. And many questions will come in upcoming exams too, related to NEP. Okay, and not only NEP, you should also study previous education policies. Okay, many questions are often asked related to those topics also. And one more thing, you must also study about the educational history of India from the ancient time to the modern time, or to the present time, or to the contemporary time. You will see, if you go through the previous year question paper, that many questions are asked related to ancient educational system of India, like universities, or how education imparted at that time. Okay, and then next thing that is often repeated and asked, that is UGC. You must know how UGC was established, how it has evolved over the time, and you have to also know what kind of things UGC do or does. Okay, that you have to do, what kinds of fellowship, what kinds of notifications it gives, as well as you should also focus on MHRD, Ministry of Human Resource Development. From this area also many questions are asked, and then CEC, and then AICTE. Apart from that, SPARC, 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 I have seen that so many questions are asked related to SPARC in different years. So the full form of SPARC, it will be Scheme for Promotion of Academic and Research Collaboration. So what is SPARC? Why SPARC was formed? For whom SPARC is formed or established? That thing you have to know in detail. After that, you have to know, so this is related to environment, like what is SDG, Sustainable Development Goals, or MDG goals. What are these? You have to go in detail. You have to know each and every concept related to SDG and MDG. First, you should try to analyze previous year question paper. Then, in that perspective, you try to read these SDG and MDGs. Apart from that, Soam Prabha you will get for sure. In every exam, directly or indirectly, Soam Prabha's questions are asked. Many questions will come in future too related to Soam Prabha. You have to know what is Soam Prabha, why Soam Prabha is initiated, what is the benefit of it, how students are benefiting it, or how Soam Prabha is revolutionizing our education system. Okay. Next is NEC and IQSE. What is NEC? When it was established, why NEC was established, and what is the function of NEC, what is the feature of NEC, that thing you have to know and you have to study. And then IQSE, what is the full form of IQSE, why it is important, or why IQSE is mandatory in higher educational institutions, that you have to find out. Many questions will ask in future too. Then we have got some universities like state universities and central universities. Though it may not be possible, but you should try to gather how many state universities are there in India. Okay, and you should also remember their state name, in which state this university is established, and in which year, and if it is possible, the history of university is also required in some cases, not in all contexts. And then not only state, you should also know about central universities. Central university is must. You should know their history, how many universities are there apart from IITs, IIMs, NITs, that too you have to study. Then we have got ICT. This is also clearly mentioned in the exam, that we should know about ICT. What is ICT? Information and Communication Technology, and the general abbreviations and terminology related to ICT, and the basics of internet, and what is email, who discovered email, what we can do through email, and how email is helping us in higher education, and what is audio and video conferencing tools like Google Docs, which is very helpful for our research, Google Docs, and then Google Meet, and then Zoom. So these all are audio and video conferencing apps. How it is helping, you have to know their functions in details. Apart from that, you should also know how digital education is changing in current scenario, and how digital initiatives in higher education is utterly transforming education system around the world. And you should also know how ICT and governance work. That too you have to know. Okay, from Google, from Microsoft, to any other new technological revolution or evolution, you have to study about them, how those innovations are transforming education sector. Many questions will be repeated or asked. Okay. Then we have got citation styles. Though you are not associated, or you are associated, then you will be familiar that there are some citation styles. Okay, if you have read some books, then if you want to mention that thing, that I have read those books while writing this paper, then you should also mention those things, and you cannot mention directly. There is a proper format. There are actually, so like MLA format, or APA, Chicago manual style, many more. So you have to know about them in detail. Okay, so it's not easy, but if you start working, then it will be easy. Okay, and then you should also know about UN bodies, how UN bodies are helping in higher education, and UNESCO. Okay, and you should also know about plagiarism tools. There are so many notable plagiarism tools like Orkun, Turintin, and many more, and you have to know about them, how it works and why it is necessary. So those things you should know. Then one more important thing is distance education. How distance education was started in the world, and how India has adopted, and how India is evolving through it. How many distance educational institute, especially universities, are established, whether it is central or state, doesn't matter, you have to know about them. Okay, then you should know about some environmental laws, environmental conferences held annually in the world, about that. And then some questions related to logical reasoning will come for sure, 100%. Okay, so for that you should stick to the syllabus, like Venn diagram. What is Venn diagram, and what is Indian logic or means of knowledge? What is pramanas, perception, inference, upamana or comparison, shabda, verbal testimony, arthapatti, implication, and non-apprehension, these kinds of thing. Okay, and it must be asked. Then what is analogies? And you have to also understand the structure of arguments. What is argument forms, structure of categorical propositions, mood and figure, formal and informal fallacies, uses of language, connotations and denotations of terms, classical square of opposition. So this kind of thing you will get only if you go through the previous year question paper. There is no other option. Then there will be some questions related to fundamental mathematical reasoning and aptitude. Types of reasoning will be asked, but in a very numerical way, and in some way some words will be there, and those words will be in this order, and you have to now find out what will be our correct answer, like that, as we have already done. And then number series questions, those are very important. Letter series, quotes and relationship, I have already discussed. And then simple, or you can say intrinsic mathematical aptitude, like some questions, or mathematical or numerical abilities related to fraction, time and distance, ratio, proportion and percentage, and profit and loss, interest and discounting, averages, etc., etc. And then one more important part of our syllabus and frequently asked topic is communication. What is communication? Its meaning, its types, and its characteristics that we have to know in detail. And what is effective communication, verbal and non-verbal communication, intercultural and group communication, classroom communication, barriers to effective communication, mass media and society. These all things will be asked. And if we talk about mass media, then many news channels will automatically fall under it. So therefore you have to know about them too. But to comprehend those things, you have to go to the previous year question paper. And one of the most important element which can gather mark is comprehension. Okay, 10 marks or 5 marks will come related to comprehension. There will be a passage, and after reading that passage, you have to answer a question. 10 marks will be there, if I'm not wrong. So that is very easy, but you have to be completely focused. If you are not focused, then it will not be possible. You have to be focused while reading, and you have to concentrate. You have to read very slowly, and then try to understand each question and try to solve it. The next thing is research aptitude. So what is research? What are the types of research? What are the characteristics of research? Or what is positivism? What is post-positivism approach to research? This kind of thing. And what are the methods of research, like experimental, descriptive, historical, qualitative and quantitative methods? This all thing you must know. Steps of research, how we can do research, like a PhD or any other research. Thesis and article writing that you have to know. I have already told you about styles of referencing, format, and then how we can use information and communication technology in research aptitude. And we have to also know about research ethics. Why research ethics is needed in the context of research, why we can't avoid it. Those things you have to know. Then this is very basic, we all know, and for this thing we have made our mind to appear in this exam, and that is teaching aptitude. Teaching aptitude will come for sure, 100% it will come. So what is teaching? The concept of teaching, the objectives of teaching, levels of teaching, like memory, understanding and reflective, those things you have to know. What are the characteristics and basic requirements for teaching? What are the qualities of a teacher or teaching? Learners' characteristics that you have to know. Characteristics of adolescent and adult learners, like such as academic, social, emotional and cognitive, related to brain, and individual differences, and the factors affecting teaching related to teacher or learner, support material, instructional facilities, cultural differences, learning environment and institution, these all things. And the methods of teaching in institutions of higher education. Nowadays it has been changing rapidly. Teacher-centered versus learner-centered method, offline versus online method, Soam, Prabha, MOOC, and many more related to online teaching. Those things you must know, you have to know. There are no other options left. And then teaching support system, like traditional or modern or ICT based, and the teaching evaluation system, how students are learning, how we can evaluate it, and elements and types of evaluation in CBCS system in higher education, or choice based credit system in higher education, or computer based testing, innovation in evaluation system. These all things you have to study. Okay, there are no other options left, you have to know it. So that's all. I have tried to give you some important things related to UGC NET Paper 1. I hope it will be beneficial for you. So keep on learning, keep on growing, and then stick to the syllabus. Thank you so much.